What if I told you that America's first female self-made millionaire was born just 2 years after the slavery ended? She was orphaned at 7, she was widowed at 20. She earned $1.50 a day washing clothes for others. Yet she went ahead to build a beauty empire that changed the lives of thousands of black women. This is not just a story about money, it's about purpose, it's about power, and what happens when a woman dares to dream beyond her circumstance. This is an incredible story of Madam C.J. Walker. I bet you haven't heard this story the way I'm going to tell it. So if you're interested in this topic, please stick on with me to the very end so that you can get every details that you need and the lessons to be learned from this very story. So if you're ready with me on this one, let's get started. Sarah Breedlove was born in 1867 in Delta, Louisiana, to former slaves. She was the first in her family that was born free, but life was still incredibly hard. By age 7, she was orphaned. At 14, she got married to escape abuse from her cruel brother-in-law. She became a widow at age 20. She had a daughter, so she moved on to St. Louis. She worked as a laundress, earning just $1.50 a day. Life was a daily grind of hard labor and filled with racial discrimination. But even in poverty, she had big dreams. In the 1900s, she began to suffer from severe scalp issue and hair loss. This was a common problem for black women at the time because of poor living conditions and also lack of access to proper hair care. She was desperate for a solution. She experimented with homemade remedies, and she also tried products from a certain woman named Annie Malone, who was another black hair care entrepreneur at that time. Even became a sales agent for Malone. Even beyond that, Madam Walker had her own ideas. She moved on to Denver, Colorado and married Charles J. Walker. That's where she adopted the name Madam C.J. Walker and started developing her own formula, which she called Madam Walker's Wonderful Hair Grower. In 1906, she started traveling town to town and selling her products from door to door. She was giving hair care demonstrations and also training other black women in her method. She wasn't just selling shampoo, she was selling confidence and empowerment. By 1910, she had opened a factory and a beauty school in Indianapolis. Her brand was more than beauty. It was about economic independence for black women. She created the Walker system, a step-by-step hair care routine, and employed over 3,000 sales agents who went door to door dressed in uniform, representing professionalism and pride. She trained and empowered thousands and thousands of black women, not just to sell products, but to build their own businesses. At the time of her death in 1990, Madam C.J. Walker was recognized as America's first female self-made millionaire. She built her wealth through innovation, hard work, and by lifting others even as she rose. She also donated generously to black churches, civil rights causes, and so on. She was a vocal activist for black rights, and she left a lasting legacy for black female entrepreneurship. One of her famous quotes is this: "I had to make my own living and my own opportunity. Don't sit down and wait for opportunities to come. Get up and make them." Now let's talk about the lessons from this powerful story. If you want a full clip about this story, you can watch on Netflix. It's a very powerful story. I want to talk about the lessons from this story, which I would always talk about. I'm not just here to share stories with you, but also to draw lessons from every story that I share so that we can all learn from it. And the first one is, your pain can birth your purpose. Madam Walker's journey started with a personal problem, which was her hair loss. Instead of letting it defeat her, she turned her struggle into a solution. And that solution itself became a business empire. So I want you to look within yourself now. What's that thing that you're struggling with at the moment? That could be a seed to your breakthrough. The second lesson is start where you are and with what you have. She was a laundress earning $1.50 a day. No fancy background, no investors, no business degree, but all she had was grit, determination, and a dream. The third thing is empower others as you rise. We rise by lifting others. Don't just rise alone and keep still. That thing you're doing that you're being prosperous at, teach others. Teach others as well, because the more you teach others, the more better the world becomes. She didn't keep success to herself. She trained and employed thousands of black women, giving them confidence, financial independence, and even purpose. The lesson here is that real success is not just about you. It's about the people you impact on your journey and along the way. The fourth lesson here is believe in your worth even when others don't. In a time when black women were overlooked and even underestimated, Madam C.J. Walker boldly branded herself as a madam. She built a business and she demanded her respect. The lesson here is don't wait for validation. Claim your space and walk in power. The fifth lesson here is give back and build legacy. She donated to civil rights causes, she used her influence to fight injustice, and she also supported education. She wasn't just concerned about building wealth, she built a legacy. The lesson here is that true wealth is what you do for others with the resources that you have gained. So my takeaway for you here is this. If Madam C.J. Walker could build a multi-million-dollar business with nothing but $1.50, a dream, and a desire to help others, then what's stopping you from starting that thing that is being laid on your heart to do? Don't wait for a perfect time, create that perfect moment. If you found this video very helpful, please let me see in the comment section below. If you don't have any limits, what exactly are you going to build? Please like this video, share on to others that will be needing to hear this. And on my end screen here, you're going to find a video which promises great value to you. Thank you so much to my returning viewers. Thanks so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yes, you. And if you're new to this channel, please do well to subscribe, as I promise awesome content every other day. And until I see you in my next video, have an amazing day ahead and bye for now.